I want to see who's using what in our collection. As an adult services librarian, I work at a reference desk. I do reader's advisory, so I think I know. But some of the information we got back from Patron Profiles was surprising.
We then generated the Patron Profile report to them. So what the staff were looking at were the opportunity areas where they have high demographic concentration in their region based on the zip code, but those users are not using the library. So we started with the marketing team, our communications team, because they were the most engaged in the tools, quite frankly, because they had been using the ebook and audiobook tools right away because we were trying to develop marketing for that. So this is a process that we're going to be going through in the next year, but my expectation is that that's exactly it. So the branch staff have their patron profile reports for each. So it's just a matter of continuing to feed that out and helping them. We'll be doing training over the summer for them of, what does it mean to have an opportunity to in a demographic, in one of the Mosaic profiles? What does that actually mean for you? And what if you have, 12? How do you prioritize the profile that you go after? How do you just kind of work through that so you're not completely overwhelmed? So it's going to be a transition. Yeah, I would say the market segmentation was an eye-opener, and I think the visualization tools within this are really helpful, because when you talk to staff about, okay, this is what the circulation data tell us about who uses your location. So let's look at that map. To your point, why are there clusters of patrons here but not within a square mile grid of the library? What is it about that geography that's causing some issues? I think the other thing that urban lore, the community that's on this side of the interstate won't cross the interstate to come and use our library. When they actually saw the maps, they had these odd clusters of users that, if we were marketing to the branch, we market to the system, but if we were actually marketing to a building, we might be able to pull some of those users into the library that's closest to them, but for whatever reason, their commute is this direction, or they shop in this direction, so they're actually using other libraries. We also had this very odd thing appear with a library that we have in a very low income neighborhood within the city of Sacramento. We had users who were outside of the city in a fairly affluent community, sort of down county, and what had happened is a school in that lower income area, the teachers were in this affluent area, and their library card, they were linked to their home zip code, but they brought the materials and used them in the classroom. And the branch supervisor understood that, but his staff didn't know that. So when they all saw it on the map, they're like, "What's this going on here?" And so it helped them understand, to have a visual of, oh, all these people because they come into the location and they're borrowing children's material, but they're using it in the classroom. And guess what? This is where they live. They don't live in our community. They live down here.
Right.
So they aren't using their neighborhood library. They're using the library closest to the school where they work.
Yep.
So it's those kinds of things that staff look at and go, "Oh, I get it now."
And I would like to mention one thing about the customer segmentation or Mosaic models. So it's created by Experian, and what they do is they create these psychographic profiles, about 90% of U.S. households. These are like 400 different variables, right? This is based on education levels, presence of children in the household, the kind of car you drive, your web behavior, newspapers, magazines you might read. And so they aggregate all these. And this is the largest companies in the world use this stuff to market to various people. They implement them, whether it's a Target or a General Motors or a 3M or a Costco. And so this is really retrofitted for public libraries to use. And it's a really nice way of understanding, in a much more in-depth way and in a pretty cool way of again, who you're connecting with and who you're not. But it helps to inform in terms of marketing. There's no doubt about that.